Today, I'm going to show you how to make bleeding heart wax melts. I know that sounds a little ominous, but they're actually really cute and easy to make. These are also perfect for Valentine's Day, wedding favors, birthday gifts, or any occasion that could do with a surprise pop of color. Let's get started. These are the materials I'll be using, but you can always customize this project by using different wax, dye, or fragrance. I'll be using Ecosoya PB wax, a red dye block, and the Bohemian Rose fragrance oil. Because these hearts are going to bleed as they melt, we first need to make the blood, which in this case is just wax that's been dyed red. The red embeds will then be hidden inside uncolored wax, only to reveal themselves when popped into a wax melter. On a tared out scale, measure out 4 ounces of wax in a pouring pitcher. Then place it in a double boiler to melt. While the wax is melting, chop up about 1/4 of the red dye block. Once the wax reaches 185 degrees Fahrenheit, add the dye and stir until it's fully dissolved. Then we're going to pour the wax into clamshells to create the embeds. Fill each cavity about 1/4 to 1/2 of the way up with wax. The embed should be about half the height of your heart mold. Set the embeds aside to cool, and now it's time to start the hearts. Place a clean pouring pitcher on the scale and tare it to 0. Weigh 16 ounces of Ecosoya PB wax and melt it in the double boiler. Once the wax reaches 185 degrees Fahrenheit, add 1 ounce of fragrance oil and stir gently for a minute or 2. You can use whichever fragrance you like, but here I'm using Bohemian Rose. Now we're going to pour a layer of wax into the bottom of the heart mold. This layer should be thick enough to cover the entire bottom of the mold, but allow for enough room to add and conceal the red embed. If you find that a pouring pitcher does not give enough control needed to pour such small amounts of wax, you can absolutely use something else like a clean paper cup. Allow the wax to cool slightly. Depending on the thickness of the layer, it should take about 5 to 10 minutes, but be cautious not to let this layer cool completely. While you wait for the first layer to cool, you can pop out the red embeds. I'm going to cut these squares in half to better fit the heart mold. I used a dye block here, but you could use other materials like liquid candle dye or mica. The pitcher of uncolored wax should have cooled slightly but still be liquid enough to pour. If the wax is solidified too much, return the pitcher to the double boiler and allow the wax to liquefy. You just don't want the wax to get hotter than 130 degrees Fahrenheit, as this could cause the red dye to bleed sooner than we want it to. Working slowly, pour the wax over and around the red embeds. If you see an embed begin to melt, don't panic. Just stop pouring and allow the wax to cool for 1 to 2 minutes, and then continue filling each cavity. Allow them to cool completely. When your hearts are cool, turn the mold over and carefully remove them. You can pop one in your favorite melter to see the bleeding effect right away, but for optimal scent throw, we recommend letting the wax melts cure for at least 24 hours. And that's it! I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're ready to make your own bleeding heart wax melts, check out the description for a full list of materials used, as well as a link to the written tutorial over at CandleScience.com.